Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Samantha and I do videos about everything. A whole bunch of random stuff I've been doing videos about for a little over a year now, and I really haven't found my place on YouTube yet, or even what I want to do with my life. So I've been doing a lot of self-growth and a lot of self-awareness and manifestation and different types of courses. And currently I am doing a course with Manifestation Babe called the Manifestation Babe Academy. This is the newer version of the Manifestation Babe Academy. If you guys are familiar with her older launches, this is a combination of both Manifestation Babe and Rich Babe Academy. So I did Rich Babe Academy back in October, and it was really fun to start, really fun. But quickly I realized that my ego was going to make this much more difficult than fun. Without going into too much detail, basically my ego was really freaking out and I didn't even actually finish the course. So I signed up again for the new Manifestation Babe Academy, and I did an update a few weeks ago about how the course was going for me, and I planned on doing weekly updates, and I have been struggling so much, like crazy amounts, and I'm still a little bit unsure why. But after module 6 today, I realized that as much as I tell myself that I'm worthy of everything, there is something so deeply rooted and embedded in my subconscious that tells me I'm not. And I haven't forgiven and I haven't let go of that because I didn't even realize it was there. And I didn't realize how big of an issue it was until I started to look at all of the things that I want to do and say, why am I not doing these things? I know that yoga every day makes me so happy, and I know that there was a point in time where I did that, but eventually I came back to this feeling of I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to feel peace from yoga and from moving my body. I'm not worthy to do things that light me up and make me happy. And it seems so simple and almost obvious in a way when you really sit back and think, what are the reasons for my self-sabotage and the things that are holding me back from getting to where I want to go in my dream life? It is almost always because you have a feeling of unworthiness deeply, deeply rooted inside of you. And it's really hard to pinpoint that if you're not aware and you're not looking for that. So I think for a while I thought my limiting beliefs were just very obvious and very straightforward. I believe that I'm not worthy of being skinny or fit, so I will overeat as a result, or I won't take care of my body or my health. And that's actually not the case at all. And I don't think that's the case for a lot of people, but we look at these overarching themes as like health and wellness and, you know, relationships, and we deem ourselves, you know, unfit for these certain things. But what we don't realize is we actually believe that we aren't worthy of those things, and deep down there is a deep sense of unworthiness. And whenever you have that deeply embedded into your subconscious, no matter how much conscious work that you do, your subconscious will still rule the roost. So it doesn't matter if you're saying, I want to be healthy and I want to be fit, I value my body. That isn't going to matter when deep down you believe you're not worthy. You're not worthy of being healthy. You're not worthy of being fit. You're not worthy of a good relationship. You're not worthy of a good job. And I think so many times we'll kind of, I don't want to say lie to ourselves, but we'll be misled by our ego. And our ego wants us to feel safe, but also our conscious can be very misleading because our subconscious is really 93%, I think, of everything that we know and do. So because the subconscious is so prevalent in our day-to-day lives, it's very or nearly impossible to change something with just the conscious mind. And until you realize that, it's really hard to even become aware to make the change. So I started working out this last month. I have been doing on and off some fitness routines from a fellow influencer that I was an ambassador for a month. And I say ambassador not because it wasn't a real position, if you will, but because I didn't really do a lot of ambassading, if that's a word. So basically I just, was introduced to the program. It wasn't even a full month before I decided that it's not something that I want to continue with. And it had nothing to do with her. But I think a lot of it had to do with my feeling of unworthiness, and that I'm not worthy to take this position, and I'm not doing a good enough job to keep this position because there are other people out there who would like this position. So it's something that kind of came full circle for me just now, because although the other day I said, this isn't for me, I want to take a step back from being an ambassador for this program, I didn't really know why. I just knew that in my heart, it wasn't right. I just knew that I didn't feel right in my heart. And I was kind of like, okay, well, it's funny because I really wanted this, but the heart wants what the heart wants. And deep down, I think it is a feeling of unworthiness and not being worthy enough to actually take on that role and to support another person or a group of people or program. And it's just very interesting because when I finished module 6 just now, I just finished the last 2 videos. There was 6 parts to module 6, and I finished the 2 videos about a few hours ago. And after finishing them, I started to ask myself, do I feel worthy? Do I feel worthy of this life? Do I feel worthy of what I'm doing with my life? And the answer is yes, and the answer is no. Now, why is the answer yes? The answer is yes because I feel worthy of all of the things that I've created and kept until now. For instance, my dog. I feel very worthy to be my baby's mom. Diego is my baby, and I feel so worthy to be his mom and to have that position in his life. But it wasn't always like that. And there was 6 years of my life that I wasn't feeling worthy of having another animal to care for their life. And I really wanted it, but I didn't feel worthy. So I couldn't actually allow myself to do it. And when I say yes and no for feeling worthy and not worthy, again, it's because there are certain things that I do feel worthy for, like my boyfriend. I do feel like I'm worthy to have a loving and compassionate relationship with a person who is literally the most incredible human being to me on this earth. So I am so lucky that I feel worthy of that. But I also, have my own issues to deal with. I think most importantly, the main thing that I haven't felt worthy for is my health. I feel like I'm not worthy of good health. And it might seem so silly, but there's something so deeply rooted in me that allows me to sabotage myself every single time I get close to what somebody would consider healthy, or having healthy habits, or just doing things that, one that does them is healthy, like exercising, like moving my body every day, like nourishing it with amazing whole plant foods. So I know for a really long time I struggled with this worthiness, and I'm really ready to overcome that. And this is a big part of forgiveness and something that we talked about in module 6. I haven't actually done the workbook at all, and I haven't done the recordings, the forgiveness method that is provided to us, the hooponopono. It is a Hawaiian-based forgiveness method that is used in ancient Hawaiian teachings as well as today, and basically it is the art of forgiveness and forgiving yourself and others, not because they need the forgiveness, but because you need it. And it's just very healing, a very healing process, something that I've done in the past, but it's definitely not a one-off thing. So when you do something like hooponopono, you need to be aware that there will be things that will come up constantly, and it won't just be something one time in hooponopono that you will forgive and let go. There might be a number of different things that you need to forgive and let go, but it might not all come at once, and that's okay. So that's why I do need to revisit and to do that again and really focus on forgiving myself, because until I do that, I won't be able to change the very deeply rooted feeling that I am unworthy. And when you are worthy, you're worthy of everything. When you have the ability to feel worthy and to know that you are worthy of the life that you desire, you can receive the life that you desire. But until then, the universe is not going to give you what you don't feel like you're an energetic match towards. So it's really, really important to make sure that you are clearing those channels and you're making room for that growth, because without that, you're going to stay stagnant and stay stuck in the same place that you've been for as long as you can remember. So that is kind of my experience. And let me just add one more thing. You might feel like you are progressing in what you'd like to do in your life or how you'd like to live your life. And if you're not doing any type of forgiveness work, then you might take 3 steps forward and 10 steps back. And it's constantly this dance of back and forth because you haven't actually solved the root of the issue. So this is definitely something that I'm excited to work through this week. It is definitely something that my ego is worried about, but we'll be okay. We will live through it. We will live to fight another day. And I just remind myself that I am not my ego, and my ego is there to help me. And I thank my ego for being there to help me, because ultimately we wouldn't be able to live without our ego. But we don't need our ego making decisions from a scared, insecure point of view, from a place of fight or flight, from a place of I'm worried about your life. So you can remind your ego that you understand that it is just trying to help you, and you thank your ego for being there for you. But you can also let your ego know that you're going to go ahead and take the reins. Your higher self is going to take the reins, and you are going to go ahead and drive this car now. So your ego can go into the back seat. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. You definitely don't want to get rid of your ego, because without your ego, you will die. And you just want to make sure that your ego understands. And anytime that that comes up, just being aware and being loving and kind to your ego, because it's also a part of you. So I just want to thank you guys so much for listening to my ramble. I had to get that off my chest. I think I'm just gonna throw this onto the internet with no editing. These are the type of videos that I really like. So I just want to thank you guys again for watching. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.